Alright, this is the long version of Flight 1216 from Denver to Atlanta, July 19th, 2016. Alright, so, this might sound absolutely fucking crazy. And it is, kind of. Not really, okay? I just recently took a flight from Atlanta to Colorado last Thursday. Today's date is the 20th. And last Thursday would have been the 14th. So on the 14th, I flew from Atlanta to Colorado to go meet with my sister and spend time with my family. And, visit, and I flew to Denver. And it was cool. I stayed and had a great time. And fast forward to July 19th at around 5 a.m. I had to wake up because I had a flight leaving from Denver going back to Atlanta at 9 o'clock. And so come that morning, I wake up, travel to the Denver airport. I'm feeling sick on the way. I ate some donuts and they made me sick. Too much sugar. It's besides the point. But anyway, so we wait in the lobby. By this time, I'm feeling better. I didn't want to throw up on the plane. I don't get car sick or plane sick or anything like that. And I didn't want it to happen this time. So we get on the plane. And as we're boarding, I see one of the most beautiful girls that I've ever seen. She was absolutely beautiful. She looked like she was older than me. I'm 18. She looked like she was either 19 or 20. Maybe older. I doubt it, but maybe. And, she was gorgeous, and I was like, wow, wouldn't it be amazing? Because the side that we're sitting on, there's 3 seats, and it's just me and my dad. And what if I get in that seat that's next to her? And so as we're getting on the plane, I want to sit next to this girl. I want to talk to her so that I can get her number, or or if she's taken, then oh well, that's cool. But I just want to talk to her and see if I can get her number. But what are the odds that we're going to sit next to each other, right? So I wasn't worried about it. But as they start calling zones, there's, 3 zones, as I know, because we were zone 3, and they call the first class and the zone 2 or whatever it's called, and first class is zone 1, I guess. 1 and 2, they're lined up, they're going in. And I still see this girl, and it's zone 3. So I'm like, that's 2 zones down. On the 3rd one, she has to be in zone 3 unless she's riding in the bathroom. Doesn't happen. Of course, obviously. Alright, bad joke. So I'm like, she has to be riding in zone 3. And zone 3 is fairly big. This is a fairly large plane. And we board onto the plane. We get in and she moves into the seat. And I'm looking at the numbers. I'm like, oh shit, I might sit next to her. So I tell my dad, yo, you can get the window seat. Because I know we had the window seat and the seat next to it. And I know she's in neither one of those, so if she's on the 3rd seat, furthest from the window, or even across from me, I could talk to her, this is my moment. So, we, get on the plane, and as we get closer, I notice she's moving in, she's in my row, holy shit. And then she goes to the window seat. I get closer and realize that she's not in my row, she's actually in the row right behind mine. And this is fairly tight space, we're not in the comfort in zone 1 where you have a ton of space, so it's hard to tell from a distance. Long story short, she goes to the back, but behind me, and she sits down there and she has the window. And so I'm like, Dad, let me get the window seat, because I really want to talk to this girl, or at least have a chance. And so we get up there, and there's no space in between the seats and the window, and it's so close from the seat to the window. And to look behind, you can't look back and talk to someone like that. So especially on the plane, people are knocked out, they're just sitting back. And so, but she's not asleep, she was awake. This is after we take off, and I'm looking out the window, and I'm telling myself, okay, you got to figure out how to do this. And I'm also sitting with my dad. I don't want to pick up a girl with my dad right there. And it's just awkward, I guess. something like that, you know. And in hindsight, I would have done it right away, because that's the whole point, because I'm looking for this girl. Because I want her number. That's all I want to ask for is her number. She's taken, cool. And a matter of fact about her being taken, like, I remember seeing a ring on her finger, on her right hand. And it was on her ring finger, but it didn't look like a wedding band or like a engagement ring or anything of the sort. It just looked like a ring that maybe she was wearing on her right hand. This girl's pretty young, so what are the odds that she's married? Yeah, girls are getting married young nowadays, but, you know, still, I'm gonna try. Right? Which I didn't, by the way. And so, we're on this flight, and I'm just looking out the window. And you know, like, she's sitting right next to the engine, and as we're taking off, like, the engine's making noise, and it's kind of, like, freaking me out, because it was, like, it was a jet engine sound that shouldn't have been making the sound that I was making. So I was, like, peeking back and, like, looking, and, you know, I was looking at the engine, and, you know, of course I'm gonna look at her, duh, but, like, she can't really look at me, but, and she told me to turn around and, like, turn my head and look out, and the seats are high, the seat is pretty high, and so it's not like I was looking over the seat, because I couldn't do that. And, you know, I didn't want to make it awkward. And so, anyway, so I'm looking out, and, you know, she, like, glanced at me, I think. And, hell, like, maybe she was looking up down the aisle, for all I know. But, because I couldn't make direct eye contact. And, so, like that. And we're just riding on the plane. We're in the air now. Fast forward. And we're just flying, and I'm just looking out the window, and I'm just thinking, how can I talk to this girl? Like, how? Like, how am I going to do this? My dad's over here watching a movie, you know, like, he's not gonna, he has his earphones in, whatever, and so, like, I'm just trying to scheme of all these ways, and, you know, obviously I come out to nothing. Fast forward, we land, and we're waiting to get off. I, like, prop up. Like, I prop up, like, in between the seats, so I can look at this girl, you know, and maybe that would have been my chance to say something, which it could have been. Did I take it? No. And I was staring at her, and she looked at me, and, like, she caught me staring at her, and, you know, and so I looked away, of course, because we're not gonna have a staring contest, and then so later on, like, I'm just so I can, like, catch a glance at this girl. Anyways, so that goes on, and I'm, like, looking straight, and as I said, people are, like, lining up. They're getting off because the front gets off first, and, like, everyone moves forward. And so she's like, I felt like she was looking at me, but also, like, from where she was, like, there's people going down, and maybe she was just paying attention to the line going down. I was like, maybe she's looking at me. Maybe she has some interest in me. Like, I don't know. And, you know, I've never been scared to talk to a girl, like, ever, but I don't want to sit there and be humiliated. So, we get off the plane, and we're walking out, and my dad had told me that he has to use the restroom. I'm like, okay, my dad's going to go, this is going to be my time. Dad goes to the restroom, we rush forward, and, you know, once you leave, like, one way out to, like, get out to, like, baggage claim or, like, ground pickup, you know, and, like, the train and all that. So Dad goes in the bathroom, we're up, and I'm still, like, looking back, like, where's this girl at? Because it's really crowded. It's, like, extremely crowded in the Atlanta airport. And so I'm looking for her, and, like, I can't. Well, I can't spot her, and then I finally do. And then I timed it to where as she was going this way, like, she was walking back, because, you know, the restrooms go off to the side. And so as she's walking back, like, to go to baggage claim or, like, the terminals or wherever, I'm, like, walking over, and I'm going to say something to this girl. I'm like, and I freeze up. I couldn't say shit. I literally couldn't say anything. Like, I froze up, and I've never done this before. I've never been scared to talk to a girl. I know that I would regret it. And that's why here I am right now. I didn't say anything, and she was walking off. And if I could change anything, then I would have gone back and just asked for her number. But she was just so beautiful. And it was kind of intimidating, to be honest with you. And all I want to do is ask this girl for her number. So if that ring leads to that she has a husband or a fiance or boyfriend, cool, that's fine with me. But this shit has been on my mind so badly, like so badly. So I guess in the meantime, I could just share what this girl looked like. And if any of you know someone that flew from Denver to Atlanta, you could help me. She had blonde hair, but it was like brown. It was like, you know, like I forgot what it's called, like a messy blonde, dirty blonde, yeah. And she Her face wasn't round. It was, normal, I guess, but it wasn't like skinny. I don't know how to put it really. And she may have had a nose piercing. I'm not sure. She was about 5'8". Maybe she was between like 5'3" to like 5'8". Like she wasn't short, but she wasn't tall. And I'm like 6 feet. She had these freckles, are like birthmarks. It was like so cute, and like I don't know. Anyways, so she had that. It was her most distinctive feature. Like if she were in a lineup, you can be like, hey, that's her. Cause anyways, and she was wearing like all black clothes, and her nails were like painted like different colors or whatever. I flew back on the 19th, Atlanta to Denver, flight 1216. So, if anyone can help me, please do so and help me out. Thank you. And you can contact me or reach me at on Instagram at idreamlucid. idreamlucid, spelled IDREAMLUCID. And it's as simple as that. All together, no underscores, no dashes, nothing. On Twitter, you can find me too. Should be at idreamlucid. Let me double check that, and I can show you my IG. It's my Instagram page. It's unfocused. I don't know how to focus it, but this is what my IG page looks like. It's very faint, but if you hold this up and you look at this, and you can tell. If you scroll down, I have like this really neat timeline, so that's very distinctive. Oh yeah, Twitter. My Twitter is idreamlucid as well. Spelled the same thing, no dashes, no spaces. Actually, it's capital I, capital D, and an L, unlike my IG page. So help me out if you can. And if you're watching this, all I want to do is ask you for your number. So can I have your number? Because I thought you were really pretty and attractive, obviously. And it's just been on my mind, and I'm like regretting it so badly. But I'm not one to regret anything, because I usually like do everything when I have the chance to. So yeah, my name is Austin Taylor. If you need me, you know how to find me.